Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be putting this into that. We're back on the 66 GT350 clone. We're going to be putting the engine in the car, get it up and running. Gonna have to bleed some brakes because they changed brake lines in the engine compartment to clean things up a bit. But I think we're on the home stretch with this car. So let's get started. You can see the engine bay is all cleaned up, repainted. Went over, put fresh bolts in the tops of the fenders, tried to polish out the paint that was in there as well. It was really kind of rough. The overspray and such was in there. It was just not looking good. Got looking a lot better. I don't have any machines I can get in there to really polish it up, but had to do it all by hand. And you know, the fresh bolts and the rubber and stuff all make it look much better. Those are the brake lines I was talking about. You have to bleed the brakes off. I'm going to work on that now. Detailed the master cylinder, fresh chrome bling cap, and detailed the hinges. And I got a new grill for it too. The old grill was a little bent up. It had a couple little dents and stuff like that. So we're going to install the engine and then the grill will go on. The engine is all ready for install. When I put it in, I'll pull the carb off, so I don't have the fuel line hooked up directly to the carburetor yet, but I'll do that once it's in the car. It's kind of dressed out to look more like an original 289 hypo. The cylinder heads, aluminum, I painted them blue. The previous person, whoever put the engine together, they ground off the letters and stuff in the front that say Edelbrock, and which made my job a lot easier. I basically just sanded them a little smoother and painted them. I covered all that in the previous video, but the engine is ready for install. What I'm doing here is basically have a line running from the caliper down to a mason jar that has a long tube that reaches down to the bottom here. That is down in the brake fluid that's already poured in the jar. What that does, it doesn't allow any air to come back through. I can just sit in the car and pump the brake pedal, and I just keep an eye on it until I see that no bubbles are coming through. I have to periodically check the master cylinder, make sure it stays full, but that's pretty much how it's going to work. So here we go. You can see the bubbles now. And now you don't. When you don't see any more bubbles, there's no more air in the system. You lock it down, go around and bleed the rest just like this. This is a relatively simple thing to make. You could easily do it at home, and it's really proved invaluable for me since I'm a one-guy shop. You saw how it was all hooked up. You just hook this into the bleeder of whatever brake line you need to bleed, crack the line, and start pumping the pedal slowly. The brake fluid comes in through here, pushes down. You always got to have a little bit of fluid in there to cover the bottom of the hole of that dip tube. But then you'll watch, the fluid will push through, the air will push through. And when it starts just putting out clear fluid, you're good. Lock down the bleeder and you're done. And you just go around to all of them and repeat it until the brakes are all bled through. I just put a vent tube in here with a curlicue on it to kind of prevent any kind of moisture or anything from getting in there while I'm bleeding it. I do want to vent out the pressure that goes in there, because if you don't do that, what you'll end up doing is blowing this line off as you start pumping the brakes. You'll start pushing pressure into here. You'll have nowhere to go but back feed through that line and blow that line off. So something simple you could do at home with a mason jar and you can get you at your grocery store and make your life a little easier while you're bleeding brakes. Well, that'll do it for the 1966 Shelby GT350 clone. Kind of took the 90s hot rod off the car and gave it a more classic, timeless look under the hood. Once again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.